For today's show, only one of them can win up to £50,000 for a charity of their choice. The others will leave with nothing, as one by one they're voted off as the weakest link.
Welcome to a pop music edition of The Weakest Link. The 9 people in the studio tonight have all danced and sung their way to pop success with boy bands and girl groups. Please, no screaming. Anyway, they're here to try and win up to £50,000 for charity. If they want that prize money, they'll have to work as a team. But 8 of them will leave with nothing, as round by round we lose the player voted the weakest link. Let's meet the team.
I'm Lisa Scott-Lee, formerly of Steps and now a solo artist, and I'm hoping today won't be a tragedy.
I'm Nick Hayward, formerly of Hecat 100, and I came here because I feel humiliation breeds humility.
I'm Natalie, formerly All Saints. I'm now Appleton, and today I'm going alone.
My name is Ben Volpellier Piero from Curious to Kill the Cat, but Satisfaction brought it back, and I've 8 lives left in case the weakest link killed the cat.
I'm Belinda Carlisle, and after I left the Go-Go's, heaven became a place on earth.
I'm Daniel Pierce, formerly of One True Voice. Who knows why? I just was.
I'm Naima from the Honeys, known as the French girl, and yes, I do speak French.
Martin Fry from ABC. Hits include The Look of Love, and show favourite, Shoot That Poison Arrow.
Kelly Bryan, formerly of Eternal, and yeah, nothing lasts forever.
Now, the rules in each round, the aim is to answer enough questions correctly to reach your £5,000 target within the time limit. The fastest way is to create a chain of 9 correct answers. Get your question wrong and you break the chain and lose all the money in that chain. But if you say bank before the question is asked, the money is safe. However, you start a new chain from scratch. Remember, team, at the end of the round, only money that's been banked can be taken forward. In round 1, there are 3 minutes on the clock. We'll start with the person whose name is first alphabetically. That's you, Belinda. Let's play The Weakest Link. The first question is for £100. Start the clock. Belinda, in fiction, the 3-word term for a story that is conventionally or trivially romantic is boy meets who?
Girl.
Correct, Daniel. In the home, a refrigerator is usually situated in which room of a house?
Kitchen.
Correct. Naima, according to the proverb, curiosity killed which animal?
Cat.
Correct, Martin. What pea is the name of the large fruit traditionally used to make jack-o'-lanterns at Halloween?
Pumpkin.
Correct, Kelly. In pop music, which 3-letter word meaning to strike is also the term for a successful record?
Hit.
Correct.
Thank you.
Lisa, in sport, what is the full name of the England footballer who has the nickname Bex?
David Beckham.
Correct, Nick. In language, if a person is said to be disorientated, they have lost their sense of what? Smell or direction?
Direction.
Correct, Natalie. In geography, the name Great Britain is commonly abbreviated to which 2 letters?
GB.
Correct, Ben. In pop music, which 1990s boy band had UK hit singles with the songs Back for Good, Relight My Fire and Babe?
Take that.
Correct, Belinda. On the human face, what D is the name for the small natural hollow or dent that can be formed on the cheeks in the act of smiling?
Dimples.
Correct, Daniel.
Bank.
In maths, what it... Early days. You have indeed reached your £5,000 target on the first round, where the questions were pathetically easy. That money will go through to the next round, but of course one of you will not. Think carefully. You'll have less time. You need to shed the stupid. Is there a big head here with nothing in it? It's time to vote off. It's the weakest link.
Statistically, Belinda is the first strongest link, having answered all her questions correctly. Naima is the weakest link, but who will the players vote off at this early stage of the game?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Ben.
Martin.
Ben.
Nick.
Martin.
Lisa.
Nick.
Nick.
Ben.
Well, astonishingly, we have a tie team. Nick and Ben, 3 votes each. So, Natalie, just for the grannies watching, can you tell us what groups you were in?
I was in All Saints.
Was that a church group? Why was that
No. Very good band.
close? And then what?
We split up and I did some with my sister,
And what's your sister called?
Nicole.
And she got a boyfriend?
Yes.
What's he called?
Liam.
Oh, and have you got a boyfriend?
I've got a husband.
And what's he called?
Liam.
Oh! Do you only marry and go out with Liams in your
Yes,
family?
we like Liams.
And which is the better Liam? Her
Mine.
Liam or your Liam?
They're both pretty good, but
Are
mine's
they?
the best.
You any good at general knowledge?
I'm pretty good. I watch the show. I'm good at it.
Well, you watch the show.
I love it.
And does Liam watch the show?
Yep.
And does the other Liam watch
They
the
love
show?
it. They love you.
Do you ever play it at home with the
Yeah.
board game?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Do you? And who wins? Little Liam or Big Liam?
Which one's which? Which one's big and which one's little?
You should know, Natalie.
No, you shouldn't.
And why do you want to get rid of Ben?
I didn't know who to choose. I love Ben and I'm just really sorry.
So, Martin, which band were you in?
I was the crooner in ABC.
ABC. Couldn't you have thought of a better name? You were sort of new romantic.
Yeah, kind of. We came out at the same time as the Duran Durans and the Spandau Ballets of this world.
But didn't do quite as well.
No, we all did wonderfully well.
Then why Nick?
Well, Nick's, he's my arch nemesis, really. Haircut 100 started out at the same time as me with ABC. But also, I had a premonition he'd
He's not
vote
as
for me.
old as you, is he?
I don't know, actually. I don't know.
Don't think so.
He's always looked about 7, you know.
What year?
And that's why I voted for him.
What year were you born?
1958.
Interesting outfit, Belinda.
Thank you. It's black.
Very expensive trousers and a really cheap polyester top. What band were you in?
The Go-Go's. Very long time ago.
And then what happened?
We broke up. And I went on to become a solo artist.
Now, the thing is, it might be quite astonishing for you to know this, Belinda, but you were actually the best player.
That's great.
But you have a little job to do now.
Thanks for reminding me.
So, you have to decide who to get rid of, Nick or Ben. You can't get rid of Martin because he's not in the tie.
Ben. I know.
Sorry, I don't think I
Ben.
quite understood what you were saying there.
Ben.
You know, you said Ben.
Because I don't like this part. I don't like voting people off.
No, we're not interested whether you like it or not. Could you just explain why you're getting rid of Ben?
Because I work with Ben sometimes, maybe he won't hold it against me.
Oh, Ben, what a disappointment.
No, I'm relieved, Dan. Trust me.
And your band was called?
Curiosity Killed the Cat.
And I'll ask the question no one else is going to ask you, Ben. Shades in the evening in a studio. A bit unnecessary.
They're not shades.
Okay.
They're X-ray spec.
Ben, what do you think is the number you're most famous for?
My telephone number song. It's called Name and Number.
Okay, well, you do have a beautiful voice, so just remind us of it, will you, please?
Hey, how you doing? I'm sorry you couldn't get through. Call, this is a message that's been recorded, especially for you. And then if you leave a name and your number, we'll get right back to you. I say you can leave a message now if you want to, when the bleeps are through.
Well, I'm almost sorry to say, you have a little goodbye.
I only had one question to answer, and I answered it correctly, but I was a bit embarrassed that I did a little dance on Take That. I think maybe the team will vote off Lisa because she acts like a ditz. But she's totally not.
Round 2, and you've got £5,000. You're down to 8 players. We're now taking 10 seconds off your time. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Belinda. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Belinda, in customs, what type of plant is most commonly used as a Christmas tree? Oak or fir?
Fir.
Correct. Daniel, in TV, which other long-running medical drama series is set in the same fictional hospital as Holby City?
Casualty.
Correct. Namer, in sport, alpine skiing and figure skating are events featured in the Olympic Games held during which season of the year?
It's winter.
Correct. Martin, in pop music, the song 21 Seconds was a 2001 UK #1 single for the group So Solid What?
Crew.
Correct. Kelly, in Elizabethan fashion, what C was the name for a prominent appendage, often padded and decorated, worn over the front of men's breeches?
Corset.
Codpiece. Lisa, in spoken English, the name of which letter of the alphabet sounds identical to an abbreviated term for a former partner?
Pass.
X. Nick, on a standard clock face, which number is at the top?
12.
Correct. Natalie, in tourist attractions, a large passenger wheel erected on the banks of the Thames in 2000 is called the London what?
Eye.
Correct. Belinda,
Bank.
in food, the name Mr. Whippy is often used by businesses selling which type of food, ice cream or hot dog?
What was it again? I'm sorry.
In food, the name Mr. Whippy is often used by businesses selling which type of food, ice cream or hot dogs?
Hot dogs.
Even ice cream. Daniel, in pop music, the Sugar Babes had a UK #1 single in 2003 with a song called Hole in the What?
Head.
Correct. Namer, in nature, Nimbus and Cirrus are types of which weather feature?
Pass.
Cloud. Martin, in TV quiz games, what G means to have a go at the answer to a question when you don't actually know it for certain?
Give us a clue.
Even guess. Kelly, in music, the note that has half the value of a crotchet is called what, a quaver or a what's it?
Quaver.
Correct. Lisa, in 20th century American politics, President Richard Nixon was nicknamed Tricky what?
Dicky.
Correct. Nick, in spelling, in the name of the item of cutlery, what is the first letter of the word knife?
K.
Correct. Natalie, the nursery rhyme that begins half a pound of tuppenny rice, half a pound of treacle also contains the line pop goes the what?
Weasel.
Correct. Belinda, in theatre, which long-running West End musical is known informally as Les Mis?
Les Miserables.
Correct. Daniel, in English, which sequence of 3 successive letters is used in a well-known expression that means a task is very simple?
Oh, pass. Sorry.
ABC, Namer. In pop music, according to the lyrics of the 1984 UK #1 single Careless Whisper by George Michael, guilty feet have got no what?
Rhythm.
Correct. Martin, in sailing, what J is the name given to a pier, a landing stage or the projecting?
Jetty.
Time's up, Jetty was the correct answer, but you were miles out of time. And in that round, disappointingly, when the questions remained incredibly easy, you only put in the kitty £1,250. Whose fault was that? Who's top of the flops? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
According to the statistics, the strongest link is Natalie. The weakest link is Kelly. But who will lose out in the vote?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Namer.
Martin.
Daniel.
Nick.
Kelly.
Daniel.
Lisa.
Namer.
Well, we have another tie team. This time, Namer and Daniel. 2 votes each. So, Lisa, what band were you in?
Steps.
Why did everyone think Steps was so naff?
No, it's true. We did take a lot of stick for being cheesy, but we were cheesy, but cheese sells.
And if it was selling, why did you all come apart?
That is a question that you should ask some of the other members. It's a good question. We could have carried on, but some people weren't happy, so they wanted to go.
Oh, and how did they go?
Well, they handed in a letter and they said they weren't happy.
Was there a gig that night?
Yes.
So, what time did the letter arrive?
A couple of hours before.
What time was the gig?
It was about 8 o'clock.
So 6 o'clock you got the letter. And what did you say, Lisa, when you got the letter?
Not a lot for once.
Just for the grannies. How many of them were you left when 2 said they were going?
3.
And so did you go on that night?
Well, we actually all went on as a 5-piece for the final time.
Have you spoken since?
Yes.
Have you? What have you said?
Why?
And why don't you like Naima?
No, I do like her. She's lovely. I've known her for years, but I think she got 2 questions wrong.
So, Naima, you're French?
Yes.
Born in France?
Yes.
Grew up in France?
Yes.
Went to school in France?
Yes.
So why did you think we didn't think you'd speak French?
Because it's a question that I get all the time. Because every time I say I'm French, they say, "Oh, you don't look very French." So I feel like I have to justify myself sometimes.
That was very clear, wasn't it? What band were you with?
I was with the Honeys.
And what did they do?
We wrote, co-produced some of our songs, and sold a good amount of records.
So why Daniel?
It's just because he got the last question wrong, so I thought...
And you were so fantastically good on the last one, weren't you? OK, well, when the vote's tied, the strongest link has to cast the deciding vote. And the strongest link was Natalie. So why did you vote for Daniel?
He got a question wrong, I think. Yeah, he did.
OK, well, you've got a choice now between Naima and Daniel.
I have to say Daniel because Naima and I, we rocked it at one point together. So you don't have to choose
Just
Daniel.
for the grannies, what does it mean we rocked it
We
together?
hung out.
Daniel,
Hi, Annie.
remind everybody what band you're in.
I was in a band called One True Voice.
And did that have a long career?
You could say it was short term.
Was it? But you've got a good voice, haven't you?
Oh, I'd like to think so.
OK, let's hear something from you.
You don't want to hear a One True Voice song, though, no?
I wouldn't know whether I did or not, Daniel.
There comes a time in every man's life when he gets tired of fooling around, juggling hearts in a 3-ring circus. Someday we'll drive a body down to the ground.
Daniel, you always look fun.
When I go home, I'm going to be ridiculed a little bit because I'm always going on about how good I am at general knowledge and how I'm going to win the weakest link if I ever win on it. And to go out with such a simple question, all I had to say was A, B, C, and I froze. And it's really poor. I'm really disappointed.
Round 3, and you're up to £6,250. You're down to 7 players. Another 10 seconds coming off the time. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Natalie. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Natalie, according to legend, St Patrick drove what out of Ireland? Snakes or boyzone? Snakes. Correct. Belinda. The name of which part of the human body precedes pack, powder and lift to give 3 means of enhancing the appearance?
Pass.
Face. Nima, in UK motoring, what is the usual colour for the nozzles of petrol pumps used for unleaded fuel?
Green.
Correct, Martin. In geography, in terms of land area, which is larger, Scotland or England?
England.
Correct, Kelly. In quotations, according to Oscar Wilde, life imitates what?
Pass.
Art. Lisa, in the animal kingdom, what D is the name of a marine mammal with types known as Rizzos, white-beaked and bottle-nosed?
Dolphin.
Correct, Nick. Trent Bridge in Nottingham is an official venue for which sport?
Cricket?
Correct, Natalie. In cinema, the 2004 remake of the zombie horror film that was originally released in the UK in 1980 is called Dawn of the what?
Dead.
Correct, Belinda. In English grammar, the word spelt D-O-N''T is an abbreviated form of which 2 words?
Do not.
Correct, Naima. In food, the name usually given to pieces of grapefruit, especially when they are in tins, is what? Segments or fragments?
Fragment.
Even segments, Martin. Which 5-letter word can mean both a person mounted on a horse and a list of contractual demands made by a performer when on tour?
Ryder.
Correct, Kelly. In TV, cats named Carrie and Oki and a tortoise named George have been long-serving pets on which children's programme? Pass. Blue Peter. Lisa, in geography, what P is a word defined as the total number of people living in a city, country or area?
Population.
Correct, Nick. In traditional Greek cuisine, yoghurt is often eaten with which sweet substance made by insects?
Hummus.
No honey. Natalie, in classical music in the UK, the leader of an orchestra plays which instrument?
Violin?
Correct. Belinda, in religion, in the New Testament, the Apostle Matthew is referred to as a publican, meaning he did what? Ran a bar or collected taxes?
The first one.
No, it's the second one, Belinda. Name her. In which board game set in a country mansion do players have to identify the location, the weapon and the perpetrator of the murder?
Pass.
Pluto. Martin, in pop music in February 2004, which British band had their third UK #1 single with Who's David?
Busted.
Correct. Time is up, everybody, and Kelly thought, why bother to bank? As a result, you got £250. So, who's out of tune and out of answers? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
With no correct answers, Kelly is the weakest link. The strongest link statistically is Natalie, having banked the most money for the team. But will the other players realise that?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Kelly.
Name her.
Kelly.
Naima.
Kelly.
Nick.
Belinda.
So, Lisa, why do you want to get rid of Kelly?
Just because I was mouthing her the answer and she didn't really see me.
So, name her. Why Kelly?
Just because she missed the... I'm not one to talk.
No. But you can talk French, can't you?
I got one answer right, though. But just because she missed the last two, that's why I thought.
Kelly,
Hi.
what happened to you?
Just couldn't think fast enough.
And remind me what band you were in?
Eternal.
Eternal. And did that go on a long time?
Well, hey, we did quite well as pop bands go, yeah.
What's quite well?
5, 6 years.
Oh, that's very good. Would you like to sing us something before you go?
Sure, if you'd like.
Yeah. Go on.
Stay, 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 stay with me tonight. There you go. Thank you.
Kelly, you are the weakest link. Come on.
Was staring at me during like my rounds when I was trying to answer questions, and I'd be looking at her kind of vacantly, like not having a clue of the answer, and she was like, hello, is anybody there? It's a game show, Cal.
Round 4, you've got £6,500 in the bank. You're down to 6 players, another 10 seconds coming off the time. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round, that's Natalie. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Natalie, in US geography, the Statue of Liberty and Times Square are features of which city?
New York.
Correct. Belinda, in British politics, which government department is commonly known by the abbreviation FO?
Pass.
Foreign Office. Name her. Which word means both a tap made by a bird with its beak and a quick-like kiss often given on the cheek?
Pass.
Peck. Martin, in DIY, a plumb line is used to determine whether a surface is what, horizontal or vertical?
Vertical.
Correct. Lisa, which actor is often impersonated by impressionists using the catchphrase, not a lot of people know that?
Pass.
Michael Caine. Nick, in UK motoring, what's the maximum national speed limit in miles per hour for a car on a dual carriageway?
70?
Correct, Natalie. In history, the site of the Battle of Marathon, in which the Persians were defeated in 490 BC, is in which modern-day country?
Paris?
Greece. Belinda, in money, what W is the name of the security device incorporated on a banknote that is visible when it is held up to the light?
Pass.
Watermark. Name her. In food, someone whose intake includes all the necessary nutrients in the correct proportions is said to have a balanced what?
Balanced meal.
No, diet. Martin.
Diet.
According to the famous quote attributed to Prime Minister Harold Wilson, a what is a long time in politics?
A week.
Correct. Lisa,
Bank.
in construction, what T is the name of a handheld tool with flat-bladed edges used to apply mortar when laying bricks?
Pass.
Trowel. Nick, in entertainment, which word precedes artist and queen to mean a man who appears on stage wearing women's clothes?
Drag.
Correct, Natalie. In technology, a plug used to connect an electric razor into a bathroom socket has how many pins?
2.
Correct. Belinda, in food, what A is a colloquial name for a dessert or pudding that clearly indicates it follows the main course?
Aperitif.
No, afters. Namer, in the Western Christian Church, the festival that falls on the day after Halloween is called All What?
Pass.
Saints. Martin.
Bank.
In the medical profession, gas man is an informal term for what type of specialist? Surgeon or anaesthetist?
Anaesthetist.
Correct. Lisa, in nature, which term for an unwanted plant in the garden follows pond, water and duck to give 3 names of aquatic plants?
Weed.
Correct. Nick, in maths, what is 38 minus 32?
38, 4.
Correct answer, Nick, is 6. Between you, you achieve the magnificent sum of £300 out of a possible 5,000. Who's about to go solo? It's time to face off the weakest link.
As the only player to answer all his questions correctly, Martin is the strongest link. Statistically, the weakest link is Belinda. But who will the team want off?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Belinda.
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 Belinda. Nick.
Belinda.
Namer.
So, Nick, is it true you were a sex god in the 80s?
No, it wasn't. That was Martin.
Tell me, Nick, what are you doing now?
Well, I'm just singing and writing and
What are you
recording.
writing?
I'm writing a... God, this is really... You know, I can't believe this, actually. This is so weird. It's surreal. What, is that a mask you're wearing, by the way? They came here? Is that a mask?
Just get on with it, Nick. What are you writing, a book or poetry?
Some poetry, yeah, just
Oh,
words.
love
It's not really
poetry.
poetry, because that word does send shivers down people's spines.
And why Belinda?
You know,
Why not?
yeah.
Nick, I know this will be difficult, but just before I leave you, could you manage to form one full sentence?
Well, no, because that's not my style. It just bits come to me, and then other bits just switch off, and I can't think at all. And then something will switch on, and I think, God, you're gorgeous. You know, it's just like that. And it comes out, and I can't stop. That's poetry. Your poetry. You're beautiful.
Thank you, Nick. So, Natalie, have you written any poetry?
Not really poetic, no.
What do you do in your spare time, then?
I write music, write songs.
Why do you want to get rid of Belinda?
Because she was the weakest link, I think.
So, Belinda, you couldn't get the facelift question?
No. That was rubbish. What can I say? And I'm deaf.
Oh. Tone deaf?
No, not at all. I'm note perfect.
Let's hear.
Ooh, baby, do you know what that's worth? Ooh, heaven is a place on earth. Say in heaven, love comes first. We'll make heaven a place on earth. Ooh, heaven is a place on earth.
Linda, that was very nice. You are the weak link.
When I was in the Go-Go's, we had quite the reputation for being party girls. And being a party girl, I can spot one from a mile away. So I would say that Anne likes to let her hair down every once in a while.
Round 5, you're up to £6,800. You're down to 5 players. Another 10 seconds coming off the time. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Martin. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Martin, since 1925, along with English, what A has been an official language of South Africa?
Afrikaans.
Correct. Lisa, in politics, the British Prime Ministers, Robert Peel, Benjamin Disraeli and Winston Churchill belong to which political party?
Labour.
Even Conservative. Nick, in fashion, the Russian word babushka, meaning grandmother, is a name for which item of dress, headscarf or miniskirt?
Headscarf.
Correct, Natalie. In pop music, at the 2004 Brit Awards, which group that found fame in the 1980s received the Outstanding Contribution to Music
Duran
Award?
Duran.
Correct, to name her. In geography, the island of Malta and Mallorca are located in which body of water?
Pass.
Mediterranean Sea. Martin, the TV series presented by Paul Merton in which guests reveal their pet hates is named after which location from the George Orwell novel 1984?
The Road to Wigan Pier.
Even Room 101. Lisa, in UK postal addresses, when used at the right-hand end of a line, the letters ST are an abbreviation of which word?
Could you repeat that, please?
In UK postal addresses, when used at the right-hand end of a line, the letters ST are an abbreviation of which word?
Street.
Correct, Nick. In pop music, Kelly and Beyonce of the group Destiny's Child are what relation to each other, sisters or cousins?
Can't they look like sisters?
I think I'll
too
take
shy,
that
no?
as sisters, and the correct answer is cousins. Natalie, no, we're not with
Sorry,
you
I
anymore,
was just
Nick.
thinking.
Just bubble on. Natalie, what is the usual two-word term for the part of a swimming pool where it is most difficult to touch the bottom?
Deep end.
Correct, name her. In both Christianity and Islam, what P is another term for heaven?
Pass.
No, paradise. Martin, the expression often used to refer to a woman who marries a wealthy man for his money is a what digger?
Gold digger.
Correct. Lisa, in pop music, Tragedy, the 1999 UK #1 single for Steps, was originally a chart topper 20 years earlier for which trio?
I know this one, Bee Gees.
Just the Bee Gees. I know this one doesn't feature. Nick, in language, the Yiddish word tush is slang for which part of the body, the buttocks or the elbow?
Buttocks.
Correct, Natalie. In a standard pack of playing... Time's up. Well banked, because it meant you put £600 in the kitty. But whose novelty is not only fading, it has gone. It's time to vote off the weakest link.
The statistics reveal that Namer is the weakest link, as she gave the most wrong answers. Natalie is the strongest link, but will the other players consider that when casting their vote?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Namer.
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 Lisa.
Namer.
So, Martin, Nick thinks you're a bit of a sex symbol, is that right?
Yeah, I've had my moments back in the day, yeah. Believe it or not.
I'm trying.
And occasionally, no. And occasionally the phone rings and they wheel me out again, you see. That's the beautiful thing about being a rock and roll legend.
How would you know? Why do you want to get rid of Namer?
I think that Namer rode her luck last time round when Belinda departed. She got a lot of questions wrong.
So, Nick, have you always fancied older women?
When I need a little bit of...
No, Nick, what you say is no, just you, Anne, OK?
OK, just you, yes.
Why are you getting rid of Namer?
She's far too... it's hard.
I think you've explained yourself.
OK.
Namer, just before you go, you're going to give us a little tune.
Finally found what I've been looking for. Now you know I'm gonna love you more. Hold me tight, 'cause it's always been you.
Very good. Short but sweet. Namer, you are the weakest link.
I don't think anyone should have been voted off instead of me, because at that time I was the weakest link. I didn't get any right answers, so I definitely think it was me.
Round 6, you're up to £7,400. You're down to 4 players, another 10 seconds coming off the time. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Natalie. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Natalie, in ancient Celtic Britain, what D was the name for the custodians of religion, law and history?
I don't know.
Druids. Martin, in athletics, what is the total distance covered by one team in a 4x400-metre race?
1,600 metres.
Correct. Lisa, in entertainment, which 1990s London pop group named themselves after their local Walthamstow postcode?
East 17.
Correct, Nick. In cartoons, after a blow to the head, characters traditionally see which luminous celestial bodies?
Sorry?
No, the correct answer is stars. Natalie.
Right, okay.
In 2004, new MI5 guidelines stated that male undercover operatives should be no taller than 5 feet and how many inches, 3 or 11?
11.
Correct. Martin, in theatre, the songs My Favourite Things and Climb Every Mountain are from which popular musical?
The Sound of Music.
Correct, Lisa. According to the book of Genesis, the first person to taste the forbidden fruit in the Garden of Eden became known by what name?
Adam.
Even Eve. Nick, in entertainment, the puppeteer who created The Muppet Show in 1976 was Jim who?
Jim?
No, Henson. Natalie, in music, the abbreviation hi-fi is short for which 2 words?
High Fidelity.
Correct, Martin. In history, Roman roads were known for being what, straight or twisty?
Straight.
Correct. Bank. Lisa, which 1982 film had the promotional tagline, he is afraid, he is alone, he is 3 million light years from home?
Pass.
E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Nick, in pop music, It Ain't What You Do, It's the Way That You Do It was a 1982 UK hit single by Bananarama with which other band?
The colour...
Fun Boy 3.
Fun Boy
Natalie,
3.
in food and drink, what C is the name of a French blackcurrant liqueur?
Oh, I know this. Forgot.
Cassis. Time's up and you bank £500. But who's turned out to be more Wembley Town Hall than Wembley Arena? Should Lisa be taking steps? Maybe Natalie should have sent Liam. Is ABC about Martin's level? And is Nick in need of a cold shower? It's time to vote off the weakest link.
Martin is the strongest link as he answered the most questions correctly. The weakest link is Nick, with no correct answers. But will the votes follow the statistics?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Nick.
Martin.
Nick.
Nick.
So, Lisa, why Nick?
Because I don't think he's raised any money for his charity, really. And that's why we're here.
Natalie, why Nick?
Because it was getting too hot in here.
So gorgeous.
Yeah. I just can't get home quick enough with you. I just want to get out the show. I want to get some nice trousers on, a nice shirt, a bottle of wine, and relax.
Have you finished? Would you like to sing me a bit of a love song before you go?
A love song.
Well, you must know a song with love in it.
Maybe.
How about Love Plus One?
It's not really a song.
Oh, get on with it, Nick.
No, actually, it's been a facade. I can't sing.
What?
I can't sing. I've never been able to sing.
No, I know.
I've just done
but
those things in the
anyway.
studio, you know, where you put the voice and the trickery and stuff. I've always put it through there.
So draining.
But I've never actually sung a word, ever.
Okay, well, this is your debut.
Okay. I went off to the right without saying goodbye.
Okay. You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
The Walk of Shame looks really shameful on TV. When I did it, it was actually quite close to Anne, so it was actually quite lovely. You know, she's a sexy woman.
Round 7, and you have now banked £7,900. You're down to 3 players, another 10 seconds coming off your time. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round, that's Martin. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Martin, in Greek mythology, the god Pan is usually depicted as a man with the horns, ears and legs of which creature?
A goat.
Correct. Lisa, in geography, the most southerly point of mainland Britain is in which English county?
Pass.
Cornwall. Natalie, in the animal kingdom, which flying insect is popularly referred to as a mozzie?
A mosquito.
Correct. Martin, in
Bank.
music, what is another name for the B-side of a record, the flip side or the flop side?
Flip side.
Correct.
Bank.
Lisa, in snooker and pool, at the beginning of a game, the balls are racked using a frame of which geometric shape?
Triangle.
Correct. Natalie.
Bank.
In the home, tungsten, halogen and fluorescent are all examples of which type of object?
Light.
Correct. Martin,
Bank.
on invitations, the letters RSVP, meaning please reply, stand for the French phrase répondez what?
Répondez-vous, s'il vous plaît.
No, répondez s'il vous plaît. Lisa,
Bank.
in food, the spice cinnamon that is used as a flavouring is obtained from which part of the tree, the leaves or the bark?
The bark.
Correct. Natalie, in pop music, the annual concert known as Party in the Park is held in aid of the charity called the Princess what?
Trust.
Correct. Martin.
Bank.
At a UK university, which word meaning newer is an informal term for a first-year student?
Fresher.
Correct.
Bank.
Lisa, in cartoons, the wide-eyed female character often shown wearing revealing clothes is called Betty who?
Boop.
Correct.
Bank.
Natalie. In nature, what O is the name of the precious gem that is the birthstone for October and is usually milky white in colour?
Opal.
Correct. Martin. In pop music, the 1985 UK hit single Take On Me, the video for which mixed live action with animation, was by which Northern European group?
Aha.
Correct. Lisa.
Bank.
The idiom often used informally and humorously to indicate that something is not at all easy to understand is as clear as what?
Stay.
Mud. Natalie, in science, which term for a flexible length of metal links precedes reaction to give the name for a self-sustaining chemical process? Time's up. The correct answer was chain, and you won £1,200. Now, in round 8, you get the chance to treble what you bank. Before that, it's time to vote off the weakest link.
At this crucial stage of the game, Natalie is the strongest link, having answered all her questions correctly. The weakest link statistically is Lisa. But who will survive the final vote?
Voting over, it's time to reveal who you think is the weakest link.
Martin.
Martin.
Lisa.
So, Natalie, I think you need to explain yourself. Why are you getting rid of Martin?
I didn't know who to choose. I wanted to win money for my charity. So I wanted to win.
So, if we put that another way, you're getting rid of your rival, aren't you?
Of course.
Lisa, explain the rules of weakest link to me.
To vote off the weakest link, and I couldn't vote myself.
And how do you raise money when you're playing the weakest link?
Well, hopefully by answering questions correctly.
You heard of the word bank?
I bank lots, so I've said bank lots of times.
No, I know you've said bank lots of times.
At the wrong time.
That's it.
Right, okay.
So why Martin?
Because I've never met Martin before, and I know Nat.
Martin,
Mm-hmm.
got a little tune for us?
I've got a very fitting tune, actually. Who broke my heart? You did, you did. Bow to the target, blame Cupid, Cupid. You think you're smart, stupid, stupid. Shoot that poison arrow to my heart. Shoot that poison arrow. Thank you.
Martin, you are obviously quiet.
You know, up there, despite what anyone says, there's a little bit of a little frisson of competition up there amongst all those musicians, definitely. I went beyond my wildest dreams today to be able to sort of hit the last three there.
Round 8, £9,100 in the kitty. 2 of you left, and in this round you've got 90 seconds, but whatever you win will be trebled. That's 3 times more, Lisa. We'll start with the strongest link from the last round. That's Natalie. Let's play the weakest link. Start the clock. Natalie, in art, which word for an unclothed figure is an anagram of June?
And what word for art?
In art, which word for an unclothed figure is an anagram of June?
Jar.
Nude. Lisa. The actress, writer and celebrity cook Madha Jaffrey was born in which Asian country?
India.
Correct. Natalie,
Bank.
in March 2004, Brian McFadden left which boy band?
Westlife.
Correct. Lisa, in mythology, the legendary city of El Dorado was thought to be in which continent?
Pass.
South America. Natalie, in classical music, the Hallelujah chorus is part of which oratorio by Handel?
Sound of Music?
No, the Messiah. Lisa, in geometry, a semicircle is equivalent to a rotation of how many degrees?
180.
Correct. Natalie, in TV, at the end of a 2004 BBC series, which programme was voted Britain's best sitcom?
Only Fools and Horses.
Correct. Lisa,
Bank.
according to the printed warning on fireworks, they should never be lit using a naked what?
Flame.
Correct.
Bank.
Natalie, in history, a duel was often described as pistols at which time of day?
Noon.
Dawn. Lisa, in UK geography, Aston University is based in which English city?
Pass.
Birmingham. Natalie, in media, which magazine allowing people to sell and swap goods was first published in 1868 and cost 1 penny?
Time?
Exchange and Mart. Lisa, in drama, except for one scene which... Time's up. I can't complete the question. Between you, you raise £400, which will treble. That means prize money tonight of £10,300. Only one of you can take that money away, so now you'll play against each other head-to-head. Best of 5 questions. If there's a tie, we'll go for sudden death until we have a winner. So Lisa and Natalie, for £10,300, let's play The Weakest Link. Lisa, as the strongest link in the last round, you have the choice of who goes first.
I would like to, please.
Lisa, in motorsport, which English-born Formula One driver achieved his first podium position at the 2004 Malaysian Grand Prix?
Jensen.
I need the full name.
I don't know his surname.
Well, the correct answer is Jenson Button.
Oh.
Natalie, in the 20th century, who was the only UK monarch who did not reign under a name beginning with either the letter E or the letter G?
Victoria.
That is the correct answer. Lisa, in telecommunications, the international dialing code for the UK consists of which 2-digit number?
44.
That is the correct answer. Natalie, in cinema, in the 2004 film The Passion of the Christ, directed by Mel Gibson, the dialogue is in Aramaic Hebrew and which other ancient language?
Latin.
That is the correct answer. Lisa, which book by H.E. Bates, published in 1958 and adapted for TV in the 90s, is the first volume in the saga of the Larkin family?
Can't remember.
The correct answer is Darling Buds of May. Natalie, according to folk wisdom, which 2-word term describes what a dog is for a man and what diamonds are for a girl?
Best friend.
That is the correct answer. Lisa, in pop music, what is the name of the famous London recording studio that has the postcode NW89AY?
Abbey Studios.
No, I cannot accept. The correct answer is Abbey Road Studios. Natalie, you are tonight's strongest link.
I can't believe it.
And you go away with £10,300. What are you going to do with the money?
I'm going to give it to the NSPCC.
Lisa, you lead with nothing. Join us again for The Weakest Link. Goodbye.
I was more nervous voting for the other contestants than I was of Anne, because I know them. I've known them, some of them, for years, and so it was like, hi, bye.
I've been lucky enough to perform on lots of TV shows and meet lots of people, but I can honestly say that meeting Anne and being on her show was the most nerve-wracking experience I've ever had.
The highlight of my experience of playing The Weakest Link was winning.
I've travelled to all sorts of places, done things.